Never been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some time. They say the big old palace there was built by Eastgrim himself.
Horses, all day long. Do you have any idea how dull horses are? If the guards would listen to Viola, they'd have caught the butcher by now.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
We haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, Crystal Spy. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Oh.
Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave? You've come to the wrong city, then. Windhelm's a haven of prejudice and narrow thinking, unworthy of one such as you. Nothing new there. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us, but Rolf is the worst by far. He likes to get drunk and walk around the Great Water yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that one. Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us, and it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well. In fact, just about anyone who isn't a Nord is fair game for their bullying. All right, then.
They're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire armies or something. In old form, original.
Come on in. We've got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired. The townsfolk call me captain because I used to be a sailor. Terrible shame that. Seems we have a killer on the loose here in Windhelm. He's claimed 3 victims that I know of, though maybe there's more that haven't been found yet. All lovely ladies too. Let's hope the guards find the demon soon and introduce him to the headman's axe. Well, nothing. At least not anymore. Folk just call me that because of what I used to do. I was a sailor for many a year. I made my point as a trader, and in time, I bought my own ship. When I retired here in Windhelm, most folk already knew me as Captain Lonelygale, and the name just stuck. There's an author named Adonato staying at the inn. He's published a few works of historical fiction. The clans Shattershield and Cruelty see most of the gold that passes through the city. And obviously you have Ulfric, the Jarl and future High King. Oh, and that busybody Viola Giordano. She's got her nose in everyone's business, which I guess is one way of being prominent. If you're looking to pass the time, you can give Calixto a few septims and gawk at whatever oddities come across lately. If you're in need of goods, there's a market. If it's a soft bed and a hot meal you're after, there's Candlehearth Hall.
Fair winds and calm seas.
What? What's that supposed to mean, soft gut? You telling me I ain't worth talking to? I'll crack your head open like an egg. I don't like company. Never amounted to anything. Most people talk, and I don't like what they have to say. It ain't nothing I can put my finger on. Just seems like the more I get to know someone, the more they're having a laugh. Only I ain't laughing. I don't get it. I'm a strong Nord woman. I don't see what's so funny. I thought so. That, or they're too intimidated by me. Most Nord men want a woman who can fight, but one they can best. No one can best me. I am one of the best in all of Skyrim. Got a punch that'll break iron, and a chin like Skyforge steel. Definitely. I've beaten everyone you know, and people you've only heard of. I know I'd make a good soldier. Just don't want to be one is all. Prefer to fight man to man with the tools the gods gave us. Yeah, I got a story or two worth telling. I fought all sorts. Soldiers, miners, sellswords, and even priest. You got some nice meat hooks there. Makes for a damn good punch.
My friend died. Name's Nils. I'm the cook at Candlehearth Hall. Can't just throw the big log on the fire. Don't have a little bit to do.
Need something? Mm-hmm.
Yes?
This one's a favorite.
I better get going.
A legend we all know and love.
I'm a writer by trade, not that the people of Skyrim knew much reading. I write drama, friend. The legends and history of Skyrim made to excite and inspire. Poor Gerard Germain at the Bard's College has been waiting for my latest work, Olaf and the Dragon, for weeks now. Roads are a mess. You're sure? When you see Gerard, ask for a tip. I'm sure he'll be in a good mood after reading this. Or you lose yourself in the pages of a good book.
You'll know the Dragonborn's come.
When I'm cutting wood, I pretend there's an Imperial soldier's head on the
I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired. Fair winds and calm seas. That's an old sailor thought.
Need
You
something?
got some nice meat hooks there.
If you're looking to hire the strongest mercenary in Skyrim, I'd wager your search is over. Best not to walk through Skyrim
hey.
alone.
What do I do? Do I hire a mercenary? I Talos, I wish Uncle were here. Oh, hello, stranger. I apologize. I have a tendency to mumble out loud. My family sword. The caravan delivering it was ransacked. I had hired 3 bodyguards, but in the end, it wasn't enough. My uncle said we'd never find it. But I heard some of the guards talking about this bandit group over in the Othering Hills cave. Maybe they're the ones who attacked the caravan. It's a long shot, but you never know. An elven sword, believe it or not. Supposedly one of my ancestors fell in love with a high elf and followed him back to his homeland. Of course, as a prestigious warrior clan, none of his family approved of her stock, being a humble lord from a nameless heritage.
So, to prove her worth, she and her love concocted a plan. She would visit the Cherugians of Cloudrest and enter a tournament, posing as him. That day, it was as if the two had fought as one. Not a single warrior could match her blade. And when the tournament was over, and she was made the champion, her love revealed himself and their ruse. The sword she was awarded for winning that tournament was the proof that she was worthy, and the same sword I seek today. Of course, my apologies. I'm new at this. I suppose I pay you half now, and half when the sword is retrieved. Hopefully this is enough.
This is an ode to Skyrim.
It's actually quite valuable, being somewhat of a historical artifact. Of course, you can find many old blades and runes all across Tamriel. The real value is in its inscription. It names the bearer of the sword as the true heir to my ancestor and her love.
With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home.
My friend died. Things got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat. Here, take a look at this. Here, take a look at this. Did you see the candle above the fire upstairs? It was lit 163 years ago, back when this building was the home of a grand warrior named Windhelm. When word came that he'd fallen, his son Rot lit the candle in his honor. Nobody knows why it still burns. Magic? Goodness, not here. Nothing dangerous like that. That's all kept in that college up in Winterhold. Better that than dealing with Ulfric's wizard like some do. Enjoy your stay, and don't break nothing.
You a dark elf lover? Get out of our city, you filthy piece of trash. They're parasites. They're living in our city under our protection. What did they do for us? Nothing. I know the High King invited them here, but he didn't ask me or anyone else first. Maybe he should have. Wouldn't surprise me. They've done nothing to help in the fight for Skyrim's freedom. Those Thalmor elves, too. I bet they're working together. Maybe I should round up some men and take us a few prisoners to interrogate. Don't like it? Too bad. This is our city. Don't think I can take you? 100 Septim say I can punch you back where you came from. All right? Fists only. None of that magic stuff either. Let's go. Come on. Never should have come here. Not your best, huh? Do your worst. Keep those hands up. That wasn't a fair swing.
Keep those hands up.
Good to see you again, friend. Get out of my face. Enough. Distance now.
Order of the yard. Stop right there.
Got some fresh baked. Those dark elf refugees will take over. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
I made my fortune as a
And don't break now.
Now I'm retired.
It's good to spend some
Fair winds
time
and
on
all
solid
seas.
land.
That's an old sailor's party.
You got some nice meat hooks there. Makes for a damn good punch.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Can't just throw the big log on the fire. When I'm cutting wood, I pretend there's an Imperial soldier's head on the stone. Look!
Working in Windhelm is great. I get to see Ulfric up close. Every node should admire Ulfric. He fights for all of us. In fact, he's the reason I chose to learn this smithing trade. I want to make weapons and armor for the great Stormcloak army. Smithing isn't the most exciting thing for me. We all have to lend a hand as best we can. If a Stormcloak uses one of my swords to strike down an Imperial soldier, then I've done my part to free our land. A word of advice, don't buy discounted armor.
Everyone says Yorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that. Of course I am. What do I look like, a tavern wench? Don't let my words cut you too deep. I've just been working the forge too hard, trying to set this sword right. Jarl wants it to look like an ancient blade. High Queen Frida's ruled over Windhelm in the Second Era, and her sword was legendary. Getting the real sword would be even better than making a copy, but no one wants to risk getting it from its resting place. If you find that sword, traveler, I'll be grateful. Every bit as sharp as what you'll find in Whiterun. I respect Yorland, but he has the good fortune to work the Skyforge. Something about the fires. Their steel just holds tight, if that makes any sense. I don't see these troubles as business. This is a labor of honor, to bring Ulfric his rightful glory. I would hammer 1,000 shields, show his bones. I might just have to. Don't forget, you find Queen Freda's sword. I'll reward you.
Yes?
I'm sorry, do I know? Me and my wife Shallow came here in hopes of settling down. It seems this place is not hospitable to outsiders. Beautiful name for a beautiful woman. The name of the woman I love. And I don't care what anyone has to say about it. You're right about the people, and I suspect you're wrong about the reason. They don't disapprove of me marrying a Borg. They disapprove of me marrying my daughter. That's right, I married my daughter, and I'll make no bodies. When Nord and Orc breed, the child takes on the traits of the mother. There isn't a drop of Nord blood in that girl, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm no more leg to her than my horse Ulfric. Ah, very funny. Look, everyone, a jester's come to show us how to clean our hair instead of drinking it. Your mother died in childbirth. It was a painful thing to gain one life and lose another. And as Shallow grew, I began to see the resemblance. Not just physically, but in the way she acts. The way she laughs too hard at a bad joke, knocks the sun bathe and goes at math when she laughs. And she has in her mother transferred her very soul into her vessel. When Shallow became a woman, I realized that Book had most to love. She gained her youth. Shallow may be my second wife by name, but she's my first by everything else. So now the child barely often teaches an expert on people. I've been dealing with folks since you called out of the whole the ice race rage to it. That's right. I said your mother was an ice wraith. Only because the frost troll who birthed you thought you were too ugly to be its kin. No, don't make things awkward. My wife can get extremely jealous. You won't stop the woman for asking me for directions. Very clever. But if you're strict enough on details, then yes, it's more guy to stab that woman, not shell her. Fine. Don't care for it. Not that the stonework is impressive, but it's also a big call the Grey Quarter slum. At least it has us colourfully the banners. And that's another thing. Grey Quarter was a stupid name. And Darkdale's more blue than grey, if you ask me. The Stone Quarter, now that's grey. One of these days I'm going to visit the palace and tell them to switch the names. Bro, Stonefist keeps asking me if I want to brawl. Gonna be 12? I think all this aggression is compensating for something. Out there. The people are mean, but too lazy to do anything about it. I keep telling Sheila we have to go to the Dark Elf Club instead, but she likes it here. I just can't say no to that woman. Not just with Chad, when she... Yellow or maybe. It's true. The divine seem to punish those who marry their kin. People marry their cousins, they end up halfway snufferdruggers. Yet my daughter is not my kin. She inherited none of my blood. Her children will be scrapping young boys and girls chiseled in the mold of Malakath. If there is, so little it's insignificant. You think you can intimidate me? You dot your hair on my head and my wife will come at you like a crazed minotaur. Now that's love.
I'd appreciate it if you don't bother my wife, Tova. She's still in mourning. Our little girl died recently. I've been shouldering my days with strong need, but nothing gives my Tova peace. I've been looking for an amulet of Arcade to remind my wife that our child is with the gods now, but I can't find one. Thank you. Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with my daughter's death.
Yes? I travel more, but who wants to deal with all the soldiers these days? It was difficult at first. The Nords of the city are at best suspicious of outsiders. But in time, I made the right friends and proved myself useful enough that they don't give me trouble anymore. The Dark Elves are too proud and naive to understand the way things truly are, and so they continue to dwell in that slum. Just got here from the Somerset Isles. Lots of opportunity in Skyrim. Thank you for your custom.
Take home Windhelm's finest and fresh. I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us. Not really sure what to do with myself anymore. I just miss her so much. No mother.
Good afternoon. Everything you see is grown at my family's own Hollyfrost farm, fresh and filling. I also do a little herb growing. The court wizard Woundford pays us to plant a little nightshade. Who knows what he uses it for? Hey, could you deliver this bottle of nightshade extract to Woundford? Thanks. There's an old saying that only a Nord can work the soil in Skyrim. I don't think anyone else would have the patience for it. It takes half a day just to dig a planting row in the cold stony earth here. But what else can we do? Eat rocks and ice? Good day to you.
Come and browse my fine selection. Everything's fresh and delicious. If you need anything, come see me. I'm as resourceful as I am discreet. I have a lot of respect for Anvar's friend Ar. His views are a little extreme. I'm a dark elf and I live in Windhelm, so yes, I live in the Grey Quarter. You must be new around here, or you'd know they don't let my kind live anywhere outside that slum. Wherever I can find you. If you're the type who worries over where something came from, you may want to move on. Be sure to stop by Sally's.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was...
I lost my twin sister a while back. Have you ever lost anyone close?
Fruits and vegetables, all ripe and ready for your...
I'll be fine.
Master, you're far too old for this sort of journey. We don't know what's inside.
I can... Just...
You see, you're not well. Have a seat, and I'll fetch you some tonic.
Oh, if there was a tonic that could help me, I would have found it by now. Alchemy is simple. Unless, of course, you were simple. Then I can help you. Just a man's life work is all. I finally derived the location of the white phial, but this stupid busybody won't let me get it. You would do that? It's good to know there are some people out there who are willing to help an old man. It's buried with its maker, Coralmill, in a long-forsaken cave to the west of here. Coralmill was a crafty one, even in death. You would need the skills of a master alchemist to reach its resting place. Luckily for you, I've already made the mixture. Here, take it. Please, don't dally. I've wasted enough time arguing with my useless assistant here. I've spent my entire life searching for it. It brought me all the way to these frozen reaches from the warm embrace of Somerset Isle. Entire years spent in libraries, seeking out tiny villages with local legends that contain but a whisper of a hint of the phial. I even named my shop after it, hoping that it might attract anyone who had heard of it. And now it's within my grasp. But the eight, it seems, have chosen me for their amusement. For in my current condition, I'll never be able to lay my hands on it. A legendary bottle, forged in the days when Skyrim was just starting its turn to ice. A small container made of the magically infused snow that first fell on the throat of the world. It is said that the phial will replenish whatever fluid is placed inside of it. For an alchemist like myself, it is the most pure expression of my art. To create from nothingness is... poetry. Why are you still standing around here? Go get me the phial, you fool!
My master can be a bit short-tempered, but I've learned so much from him. I'll never have Master Nurelian skills potions. Are you kidding? I came all the way from Cyril just to work with him. He's not the best teacher, but just watching him, I've learned so much. It doesn't matter what I believe. Nurelian does, and it might be the only thing keeping him alive right now. I better get going. I have a decent mind for potions, but I've also learned how to craft magical items. Lord Nilsine has been wrecked since her sister was killed.
Hold it there. Keep your distance. Now the girl killed. This is Susanna from Candlehearth Hoard. Served me a drink just a few nights ago, but I can't say I knew her. Susanna's the third. It's always the same. Young girl killed at night, body torn up. We're stretched thin as it is with the war. Nobody has the time to spend on this. But pleasant. It's the truth. If you want to help off some of these workers if they saw anything useful, I'm going to examine the body before the rats can get to it. Hold it there. Keep your distance.
What are you doing that for?
Another one. Terrible.
Always sad when someone has to die.
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
Always sad when someone has to die. Careful with that.
It's no secret the Aretino boy is doing some ritual, trying to call the Dark Brotherhood. Who's going to stop him? Me? I have no part of that. My cousin's out fighting dragons, and what do I get? God duty.
Always sad when someone has to die.
This is a shame. Another one. Terrible.
The most pleasant chat. Until the next.
A divine smile on a charitable soul.
If it's better hoard you're after, Candlehearth Hoard's what both.
Always sad. Sorry, I thought I saw a fellow running away, but didn't get a good look at him. Huh? I bid you safe travels.
Another one. Terrible. I heard a scream and came running, but she was already like this when I got here.
Always sad when someone has to die.
No, sorry. But I did notice that her coin purse was still intact, so whoever did this wasn't after gold. I'm going to keep preparing the body, if you'll excuse me.
What is it? Just like always. Nobody saw anything useful. Bastards escaped again. Look, friend. If you think you can do better than the Legion of Guards, be my guest. I'll need to talk to the steward, though. We can't just let anyone go around claiming to be on official business. If he's willing, then we'll talk. I was one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army until I took a sword to the chest. Good day.
I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired.
Seeing a good tavern brawl might be just the thing to lift my spirits.
Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with my dirty death.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino's doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimbar, always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just chaos.
Fine, then I'll invite him to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock on his door.
No, child, wait! That boy, that house, they are cursed.
Ha! Then I'm right, I knew it. He's trying to have somebody killed.
All right, I won't deny it, child. What you heard is true. But Aventus Aretino walks the dark path. His actions can lead only to ruin. Now, enough. We will speak no more of this. I am the only friend you need.
All the Argonians at the docks are nice to me. Good thing, too. Do you know my father? His name is Torsten Krulsey. He's really rich, because he owns a farm called Hollyfrost. He told me once that he wanted me to grow up and be a sailor, because that's where all our family names come from. But I don't want to be a sailor or a farmer. I want to be a warrior, the strongest one ever. Hey, you want to play a game? Figures. You elders are always so boring.
I try to keep Grimbar safe. But these are dangerous. Yes, it is quite sad. A young boy, Aventus Aretino, lost his mother recently and was sent to an orphanage. But he has returned home, and people have heard strange chanting. They say it's the Black Sacrament, the ritual to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Why a little boy would want to contact a group of murderers is beyond me. But he is inviting evil into his city. Safe travels.
They say dragons are coming back. I want to kill one.
Need something?
Yeah, and what might you need? I'm a sailor on the North.
It's not that simple. Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nords. Doesn't trust what he calls
for my kind. You've seen how we live. Cramped alleys, rundown buildings, few guard patrols. Even the name Grey Quarter is an insult.
I'll speak to Ulfric soon, but I make no promises that I can change his mind.
That's all I ask. With your help, we have a chance to make a better life for ourselves here. For that, I thank you.
Are you one of those Skyrim for the Nords types? And you're right, at least as far as I'm concerned. Don't let Ulfric or some of these other short-sighted Nords bother you. Most of us are happy to welcome newcomers. Whenever a group of marauders attack a Nord village, Ulfric is the first to sound the horn and send the men. When a group of Dark Elf refugees gets ambushed, a group of Argonians or a Khajiit caravan, no troops, no investigation, nothing. There's a group of cutthroats out there right now that Ulfric doesn't lift a finger to bring to justice, as long as they don't threaten Nord land. That's a brave offer. I'd be happy to throw in my coin behind that. You deal with them. I'll make sure you get paid. Maybe this old soldier will throw in some lessons as well. Help the Dark Elves. Oh, you must have heard me talking them off here. The Dark Elves live in a rundown slum called the Grey Quarter. Ulfric's content to keep it that way. I guess they think I can open Ulfric's eyes to their plight and get him to lift a finger on their behalf. I'm trying, but Ulfric is set in his ways. For him, there's two kinds of people in this world. Nords and the folk beneath them. I killed a lot of High Elves in the Great War, and I didn't die. I guess that makes me a war hero. The Great War. There was nothing great about it. Thousands died on both sides. And where did it get us? Did we really save the Empire? Or did we just plant the seeds for Ulfric's uprising? And another war. Show those marauders what Windhelm justice tastes like.
I'm so cold. They're dead. My mama died when I was little. I don't remember her very well. My father was a Stormcloak soldier. One day he left and didn't come back. I'm all alone. I tried to sell flowers so I can buy food. It's not much, but what else can I do? They're dead. My father was a Stormcloak soldier. One day he left and didn't come back. I'm all alone. I tried to sell flowers so I can buy food. It's not much, but what else can I do?
Farm work is hard work. It's good to relax when I can. That's close enough. You're not supposed to be in
Oh,
here.
it's you! I didn't expect to see you again.
Afraid I'll soil your precious bar stool?
This is the last time I'll say it. Get out.
Fine. I didn't want any of your piss water in
I
it.
thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my... The Grey Quarter is not much to look at now, but it wasn't always so bad.
I guess the courier didn't send you the notice. It isn't just him who hates me, it's everyone in this city. My kind aren't welcome. That's not what I meant. I'm a bandit. I make my living off the backs of others, and people here resent me for it. Not anymore. Got a pardon for killing a bandit chief. That's right, I'm not just a bandit, I'm a turncloak. That's right. Funny thing is, people treated me better when they thought I was just a bandit. But now I'm just one rung higher than a kinslayer, the absolute worst mortal kind has to offer. Why does a bandit do anything? Gold. The chief had a big mouth, and told me things he probably shouldn't have. Like, for instance, the size of the bounty on his head. Most people think that's why I killed him. Those people don't know the half of it. I'm looking for something. Two somethings, actually. And the inn's always a good place for rumours. At least it used to be. But it's alright. I've got an idea of where they are already. Well, that's the problem. They're in the cities, and it's hard for someone like me to walk around without being noticed. What I need is to get somebody to do the scouring for me. Someone who doesn't attract so much goddamn attention. What about you? You look friendly enough. Are you for hire? Great. First thing I need to make clear. It's not the people I'm after. It's the items they own. Books, to be precise. Of course, there's a catch. Well, for one, I don't know what the books are. I just know they're books. But that should be enough to go on. The first book I need is owned by a fence. Someone like that likely keeps the book in a safe. Second book is on an elf named Sordrin. Greyskin like me. Knowing that, you don't need the titles. Get both books and I'll pay a bundle for both. I'll meet you at the Riften Docks when you're done. If I told you that, you'd double-cross me. Just know that they're worthless to pretty much anyone save me. If I told you that, you'd I'm a bandit. I don't need a reason. Huh? Most people aren't satisfied with that answer. I like you, stranger. If I knew that, I wouldn't need to go to all this trouble to find them. Now stop asking stupid questions. I'm a bandit. Well, we'll see about that. Most adventurers I know just have one question. How much? They don't care who's paying. I'm a bandit. Not necessarily. It's not like we wear a sign around our necks telling you who we are. There's only one reason people know about me. I'm not afraid to tell them. If I told you that, you'd double-cross. If I told you that, you'd...
What the? Let me know if you need anything. We'll take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
Oh, it's you! I didn't expect to see you again. Trying to stay ahead of the Thalmor assassins. I'm not a hero like you. I don't stand a chance. Trying to stay alive. I think time's running out, though. I'm pretty sure the Thalmor know where I am. Maybe you can help me. You know, by way of making amends for getting into this mess. You will? Really? Well, okay. Here's the situation. I was trying to get to Morrowind. The Dunmer don't care much for the Thalmor, and I figured I'd be safe there. As safe as anywhere, that is. But there's a Khajiit hanging around the main gate. I didn't like the way he was looking at me. I'm sure he's Thalmor, just waiting for me to leave so he can follow me and kill me in a lonely place. He'd be saving my life. Again. I know I probably seem ungrateful. I've just been so scared. Expecting a knife at my throat any minute. I was trying to get to Morrowind. But there's a... I'm sure he's Thalmor, just waiting for me to leave so he can follow me and kill me in a lonely place.
That look. He said a man waits his entire life to see that look from a beautiful lady. I wish I knew what he was talking about, so I'd know never to do it again. Not at all, stranger. I was just caught in a memory. But when that happens, I have a tendency to speak out loud. That's why the Nords say I'm of questionable mind, when all they used to question were my morals. Candlehearth Hall may be a cozy and elegant place to have a drink, but the Corner Club has style. A lover? A stranger? A mistake. He saw the way I looked at him, and thought I was in love. Perhaps I was, but only until the day he left. It was the day Ulfric had left for solitude. Not to plead for war, but to make it. I knew then my lover's fate was sealed. He would join the Stormcloak army and depart for a camp the following morning. We said our goodbyes, and I never gave him a second look. I was standing at the docks when his ship pulled in. His name was Balrund. He was a noble son. His shoulders were dressed in the finest furs, and a golden amulet hung from his neck, the centre set with a stone as blue as a summer day. Very much so. In fact, when I saw him, I dropped my basket of flowers. I was so embarrassed when I scrambled to pick them up. All that was left was a single dragon's tongue. I was about to reach for it when a hand plucked it off the ground. Yes, he placed the flower in my dress and told me a flower this beautiful belongs in no basket. Strange feelings swelled within me. Anticipation, anxiety, as if the world had shrunk into a single person, and yet it never felt so vast. I never even noticed it was an amulet of Mara around his neck. He was. When someone dons an amulet of Mara, they're usually on their way to propose. In this case, he was promised to one of the Shattershield's daughters. I was stunned. His shoulders were dressed. No, he was courtly, refined, and handsome. So handsome, I dropped my basket of... All that was left was a single dragon's tongue. No, but he stole my heart. When our eyes met, he placed the flower in my dress and told me, a flower this beautiful belongs in no basket. We're one of the same kind. I'm glad we've met you.
I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. Windhelm is divided into 4 quarters. The Grey Quarter is the one that's home to all the city's dark elf. If it looks to you like an impoverished slum, that's because it is. Ulfric prefers that we live in squalor. He has nothing but disdain for anyone who isn't a Nord. He tolerates us, but that's the extent of his hospitality. Not a day goes by that I don't think about returning to the ancestral home of my people. Still, even with the rough treatment we've had at the hands of Ulfric and his lot, I've got ties here. It's probably more trouble to pack up and leave than it is to stay. Besides, Emperors can't run the Corner Club on his own.
Yes, all my goods are legitimate. I like to share my good fortune with those who deserve it.
Come see me in the marketplace tomorrow. You won't find
The best way for us to win people's respect is through hard
Need
work.
something?
Apparently some Lord women were murdered. Not sure why I should care.
Yes. Until next time.
The Corner Club's been filling up at night lately. I'll bet Elder up at Candleheart is
I'd be out there fighting the Imperials right now if it wasn't for my war wound.
Farm work is hard work. It's good to relax when I can, but I still have to listen to my brothers argue about injustices.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire.
I told you, my friend. I'm not going anywhere.
Neither of it. And I'm telling you, Torvel, this time I know exactly where it is. We'd be fools not to go after it.
That's what you said the last time, and the time before that. Besides, even if we found the treasure, at my age, I wouldn't have time to spend it.
Spend it? Since when has this been about the money? We aren't merchants.
You know about Dallas? He founded the Empire.
No, I haven't. But you seem to have forgotten. I've had neck problems ever since we got ambushed by those ice wraiths. We barely made it out alive that time. How do you expect to survive this time round?
I've already thought of that. We should bring more potions.
This is an ode to
And where do we get it? The file? By Stool, have you seen their prices? We'd be better off dealing with the wraiths. At least then I won't lose an arm and a leg.
Yeah, but the alchemy can be used for free.
You're an alchemist. And I'm Tiger Septim.
Just follow me to the store.
All hail to Ulfric. You are...
Oh boy, this ought to be good.
I still can't believe Isabella's gone. Now more than ever. Sorry, it's kind of
We're on the
I just hope I can live to regret this adventure like all the others.
The townsfolk call me captain because I used to be a sailor.
We're the only temple in Skyrim that can openly worship Talos. Talos, who in life was known as Tiger Septim, united Tamriel and founded the Empire. He was rewarded for his deeds by being joined with the Divines in eternal glory, the only mortal to do so. We worship him that we might follow in his path. We can't literally join him in the heavens, but we may do our best to know them here on Earth. The Empire's elven puppet masters never cared much for the idea of a human becoming a divine, so the worship of Talos is outlawed. Skyrim doesn't take kindly to being told what to do, and to try and forget Talos, well, they may as well ordered us all to cut off our ears. Blessings of Talos be upon you. All right then.
Right.
Be on the lookout. The butcher could be around any corner.
Don't mind me, just your own business.
Got some fresh baked bread. Are you joking? You just rented a room for me. Enjoy your stay.
Got something for just about everybody in here? Yep. All my goods are legitimate, which is more than I can say for some. Of course nothing in here is stolen. Only a careless, shameful, idiotic fetcher would do something as stupid as to buy pilfered goods. Oh, by Azura, I've made a terrible mistake. I bought a gold ring, and Viola Giordano has been missing a ring that looks just like it. It's not that easy. She'd go to the Jarl if she knew I was even remotely involved. You have to get it to her some other way. Look, it's dangerous, but if you sneak the ring into her house, put it in a dresser or something, I will make it worth your while. I've scraped this collection together by whatever means I could. I do some business with the trade caravans, and I picked up a number of items from adventurers like yourself. A few intrepid souls even brought some items back from Morvenscar, the fort southwest of the city. Don't let Viola get you in her house.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you.
Yes, sir.
You know about Talos? He founded the Empire. To receive the blessing of Talos, you have... Like anyone, a crisis will push them towards devotion. I've been seeing a lot of the Shatter Shield since they lost their daughter. Now, Levy Cruelty comes in a lot, but I haven't seen her husband here in years. Ulfric prays for strength. I speak to Captain Lonelygale, but he doesn't spend much time here. Too busy. Blessings of Talos be upon you.
Heard they're reforming the Thornborg. Rogers. The old fort near Riften.
If you've got some time,
joining up
stop by my
myself.
house of curiosity. I promise you'll see one. My sister and I once traveled the world to assemble our collection. Such adventures we had.
Yes? Please, leave me be. I don't want any trouble. Thank you. But if you have questions, I'm afraid I won't be of much help. I know, but I don't know much about the city. I'm new here, like you. Just the market. The ball pays me. The meat is fresh and never cooked. I can't afford to. It has to be raw. I like the shrine, and I don't like sunsets. The sky flushes with color, and it reminds me of things. I like it. I mean, I like knowing that we're all dust in the end. It comforts me. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. It all whittles away. It's strange. When certain creatures are made, I've heard their insides are turned to dust, like corpses returned to time. But their flesh, it's ageless, as if time forgot them. And I don't know which part is unreal. If I told you someone I knew was taken by a vampire, would that mean he was alive?
So that means he's dead. They're all dead, even if they're alive. Just the market. Of all pity. Are you following me? I like the shrine. It's... If I told you someone I knew, I beg you for your mercy. Not long. I haven't found a place yet since we left Morrowind. They have beds at Candlehearth Hall, but the people aren't very friendly. But Ambrose lets me stay at the corner club. There aren't any beds, but I don't sleep much anyway. You can't treat people this way. Many of us have lost our homes, our families. Phyllis wasn't brave. He was stupid. Always rushing it. Always. I'm sorry. You don't need to hear this. Hmm? Oh, no.
Ever since that Imperial Craven ran me through from behind, I once killed 6 men single-handed. I rescued my brothers in arms from ambushed by the Imperial.
I tried to keep Grimlock safe. These are dangerous times.
Do you know my father? He's really important. He even talks to the Jarl sometimes.
Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
There's no glory in war.
If it's up to Coryls himself to risk their lives, the Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on the White Run.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did King Torrig.
Torrig was merely a message to the other Jarls. Whoever we replace them with will need the support of our armies.
We're ready when you are.
Things hinge on White Run. If we can take the city without bloodshed, all the better. If not,
the people are behind you.
Many, I fear, still need convincing.
Then let them die with their false schemes.
We've been soldiers a long time. We know the price of freedom.
Don't let them stop now, no matter what the Empire says.
What's left of Skyrim to wager? I'm not sure even known here.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you? Ah, yes. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken. Rilof's alive. I hope that's true. He's a damn good man, but he hasn't returned yet. So I'll need to wait for his account. For now, speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks.
How many of their sons and daughters follow your banner? We are their families.
Well put, friend. Tell me, Galmar, why do you fight for me?
I'd follow you into the depths of oblivion. You know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what then?
I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. Are we not one in this?
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight for their lives and children whose names I heard whispered in their last breath. I fight for we few who did come home, only to find our country full of strangers wearing familiar faces. I fight for my people, impoverished to pay the debts of an empire too weak to rule them, yet brands them criminals for wanting to rule themselves. I fight so that all the fighting I've already done hasn't been for nothing. I fight because I must.
Your words give voice to what we all feel, Ulfric, and that's why you will be High King. But the day words are enough will be the day when soldiers like us are no longer needed.
I would gladly retire from the world, where such a day would go.
Aye, but in the meantime, we have a war to plan.
There's not my life. They call me a war hero. Don't let me stop now. No matter just the soul created the Empire. Things they show more respect.
Speak with Galmar. He'll size you up and see where we can best use your talents. Not entirely true, though not entirely false either. Any Nord can learn the way of the voice by studying with the greybeards, given enough ambition and dedication. My shouting Torg to the ground proved he had neither. However, it was my sword piercing his heart that killed him. Soon enough, we will march on Solitude, and on that day the heroes of Sovngarde will march with us, and the Empire will fall to its knees in fear. The Empire's ravenous hunger for Skyrim silver makes them fierce, but rest assured, we'll win the Reach and wrest it from their greedy paws. We're fighting because we're done bleeding for an Empire that won't bleed for us. Untold numbers of Nords died defending the Empire against the Dominion. And for what? Skyrim being sold to the Thalmor so the Emperor could keep his throne. We're fighting because our own Jarls, once strong, wise men, have become fearful and blind to the people suffering. We're fighting because Skyrim needs heroes, and there's no one else but us. Damn Tullius. He's pocketed men in the rift. It's dangerous having Imperials skulking about on the southern border of East March. We should take Yar March. It'll be an important pressure point on the Imperials. We'll be within spitting distance of the capital. Not in time. However, it was my sword piercing his heart that I killed Torg to prove our wretched condition. How is the High King supposed to be the defender of Skyrim if he can't even defend himself? I challenged him in the traditional way, and he accepted. There were many witnesses. No murder was committed.
True, he didn't stand a chance against me, but that was precisely the point. He was a puppet king of the Empire, not a high king of Skyrim. His father before him, perhaps, but not Torrid. He was too privileged and too foolish, more interested in entertaining his queen than ruling his country. Indeed, Eliseth has become Jarl of Solitude, historically and conveniently home of the High King, backed by imperial interests. But the Moot has not yet met the name of High Queen, and they won't, not as long as I have any say in it. There hasn't been a true High King in Skyrim for generations. For too long, he's been handpicked by the Emperor, and given emphatic nods by milk-drinking Jarls addicted to imperial coin. It's time we had a real High King, one of our own making. I killed Torrid to prove I shall, true, but that was his father. He was too privileged and too foolish. But the Moot has not yet. There hasn't been. For too. It's time we had a real High King. My father, the great Bear of Eastmarch, died during my imprisonment after the Markarth incident. I, his only son, forced to deliver his eulogy via letter I had smuggled out of prison. Such is a love of tight as meat for his subjects. When finally set free, I returned to Windhelm and was greeted by a city in mourning, at one with my own grief and anger, clamoring in angry voices, calling out for justice, for war. It sat me on the throne of Ysgramor, the throne of my father. I only hope I can prove worthy of that honor. I'm not sure why Tullius is wasting his time trying to take Winterhold from us, but if he wants to throw his men away, I'll gladly accept that gift. Tullius has camps in the Pale, entertaining thoughts of that. The Empire still underestimates the force of our cause. It will be their undoing. Talos, watch over.
Helgen, huh? Ulfric told us quite the story. If you made it through all that, you're likely worth something to me. But first, tell me, why does an elf want to fight for Skyrim? Fair enough, but are you willing to die for your home? You mistake me. I'm not saying no, just wondering about your intentions. We're not looking for sellswords. The Stormcloaks need dedicated men and women who are devoted to the cause and willing to die for it. Watch yourself out there. Watch yourself out there.
I'm not much of a strategist. Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same. The Jarl has put out a bounty to slay a giant. Here, take a look at this decree for details. For Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts, and I'm grateful for that. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time. Grew up here, cold as at more, but that just grows the beard sticker. Lots of history in these walls. We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive. These are difficult times indeed, when men stalk their brethren like beasts. My men are stretched thin as it is. If you offer your aid, I gladly accept. The guards will be told to assist you as necessary. I'm happy to lend a hand as much as I can as well.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
Stay away from the Aretino residence. The place is cursed.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.
Everything all right?
What do you want, girl? Come to the menagerie to stare at the animals? The bloodworks are no place for one as delicate as you. That's what they call this place. The name on the door says barracks, and the name on your tongue, they call it a dungeon. But make no mistake, this place is a sodding blood factory, and the only thing more plentiful are the screams. But my tongue and my balls are iron, and you'll never hear a peep from me. I live in this box of mammoth piss, but on account of no crime. I was one of the commanders who helped Ulfric retake the Reach from the Forsworn. Like anyone with half a brain, Ulfric knew that the road to Markarth went through Karth Wasted. The mines there could be harvested and used to craft weapons, and the river supplied fresh water for the troops and horses. Yet, in order to take the town, we first needed to clear it of the enemy. Karth Wasted had a very large Breton population, little bilge rats loyal to the Forsworn. There was no way to distinguish the crowds from the spies. They saw our numbers, they knew our true position. All that was left to do was relay them. The only way to protect my brothers and sisters was to order a purge. So we lined them up, a soldier to a man, and took every one of their heads. They did. Ulfric rewarded me for my service, and then he shoved me in this manure crate when I outlived my usefulness. King Torrid didn't take kindly to my methods. He wanted me in Solitude to stand trial for my crimes. What crimes? It wasn't just the milkmaids in Solitude. Even Galmar took umbrage with the way I disposed of the urchins. At first, I took their tongues. I meant to spare them their lives, and I remembered some of them might know how to write, so I took their thumbs too. But even then, they still had their hearts, and those boiled with hatred for my soldiers. The veins in Galmar's neck almost popped when I told him. Men like him, you think he spits acid and chews glass, but he's as soft as a mudcrab's belly. He aimed to send me to Solitude as a gift, make Torrid think the cloaks were on his side. So I told the old bear what I really thought of him, and then I reached for my axe. I would have had Galmar's neck if Ulfric didn't shout me down. Hearing that doom, it made me want to tear out his throat and use it as a flute. But make it quick. What is it? Until next time.
Ulfric won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord.
Got me thinking. Maybe on the Dragon Board. I just don't know it yet.
We got a nickname for anyone who travels with us guards here in Windhelm. Suicide.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true. Whatever I don't already know. Power is the crux of this world. There's always more of it to be had, if you look in the right places. No, but then I don't have much need for offering. We both leave well enough alone. Strength and steel are well and good, but magic is the true power.
Then let them die with their false king.
Come on in. We've got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
You know
We've
that
got some
house?
fresh baked. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you.
Room, right this way.
Yes?
Horses, all day long. You have any idea?
Welcome to the House of Curiosities. I offer a brief tour for a few coins, or you can simply browse at your leisure. My sister and I once traveled the world to assemble our collection. Such adventures we had. Indeed, I did. For a few septims, I'll tell you about some of the most interesting curiosities in my collection. Splendid! If you'll just follow me, I'll tell you tales and show you wonders such as you've never seen. These tools were found in a crypt outside Windhelm. They belonged to the ancient Nords who dwelt in Skyrim before the days of the First Empire. Most scholars believe that the Nords of old used these implements to prepare their dead for burial. What macabre mysteries would these tools reveal if they could but speak? Here is the Book of Fate, discovered in a secret room in the Arcane University. The writing in the book describes the destiny of its reader, so the words change from one person to the next. Some see only blank pages, and nobody knows why. Perhaps some of us are born with no destiny, or maybe the blank pages signify an imminent death. Ah, now here's an item out of legend. This is Ishgramor's soup spoon. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is no spoon, it's a fork. Nobody can eat soup with a fork. Well, my friend, you did not know Ishgramor. Don't let this innocent-looking fruit fool you, for this is the dancer's pipe. Legend holds that the dancer's pipe has won wars, toppled empires, and changed the very course of history. None know its origins, but the stories say that men who hear its music are compelled to dance uncontrollably, no matter the peril. To activate this strange power, one must only speak the magic words, which are... Oh my, I very nearly got us both into a nasty predicament, didn't I? And with that, the tour is over. I thank you for your patronage, and I hope to see you again soon. Welcome to the House of Curiosities. I offer a brief tour for a few coins. My sister and I inherited a modest sum of money. We decided to travel and seek out whatever adventures we could find. As we journeyed across Tamriel, we encountered tales of exotic and wondrous artifacts. We decided to collect as many as we could. My sister passed away some years ago, so I settled down here and opened the House of Curiosities. I think she would be happy to know that our collection has brought smiles to faces both young and old. A most pleasant chat. Until the next.